I started dancing when I was about 4 years old. I'm born and raised from Atlanta, and I started in the basement of Cascade United Methodist Church in Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, mainly because my mom needed to go to choir rehearsal, and she needed somewhere for me to basically be watched. So it was more or less a babysitting service than it was me wanting to dance, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So I stayed dancing in the church, and then graduated up to dancing with Terry and Dawn Axum of Total Dance Productions, and Gary Harrison, some legends in the Atlanta dance community that are the roots and pillars of the reason why this community even exists. From there, I danced with Leonard Roberson when I entered North Atlanta High School. And from North Atlanta, I graduated and went to Philadelphia and studied at the University of the Arts. And once I came out of UArts, I started traveling and touring and doing my thing, and got a chance to work with some of the most amazing pioneers and artists of our time. I had a wonderful opportunity to work with Beyonce twice, LL Cool J, J-Lo, Music Soul Child, the Fugees, Wyclef, so many incredible, incredible artists. And I'm so thankful that I had a chance to actually be on the same stage as them. Dance is what I love, it's my passion, and now I am an educator, and I love to take all of the experience that I've learned and teach that to my students and watch their careers blossom. I knew I wanted to pursue a dance career when I danced on this big stage and saw all of these people. And I was overwhelmed with the sensation of, this is amazing. And the lights and the cameras and the audience and the artists and really, for cliche reasons, I was bit by the bug. And I loved it. And that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to perform and get better and get better and get better. And meet different individuals with the like-minded thoughts. So that experience really turned my life around. From there, as a youngster, while I was still in high school, I got a chance to work on the Paralympic Games in 1996 when the Olympics were here in Georgia. And I was in the halftime show and got a chance to also dance with Tina Turner as a youngster. So all of those young experiences is what led me to continue to pursue my career. And I just knew that's what I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do. Thankfully, also in high school, when I was with my competitive dance team, Taz School of Dance with Nicole Murray, I got a chance to teach some classes. And that's where I really found my knack for teaching and loved it, fell in love with it, and loved how you can create a structure. Of course, as a teenager, I wasn't thinking like this, but loved how you can create a structure and see students develop in that structure. So it was a lot of fun, and continuing on to obviously, make other people's dreams blossom as well as make my dreams blossom. So those small little moments that you never think would, change your life as a child truly, truly is what molded me into who I am today. So my inspiration to teach obviously comes from like the different tools and experiences that I learned while I was having my professional career as a dancer. Learning the behind the scenes and the back line and the sound and the AV, the etiquette, all of that stuff is what has truly developed the educator side of me and the desire to want to own my own studio. So now I own my own studios, Dare Dream Dance Studios, and I've partnered with a longtime friend, Ray Ransom, as well as a close dear friend of mine, Darlene Scriven. And we have created this incredible complex to train dancers, and not only to train dancers, but to educate dancers. Our specific focus is in commercial dance education. And one of the attributes that we do is we train the students from ages 5. And yes, my daughter is totally in the training program. But we train students from age 5 to understand the classical foundation of dance. From there, we move forward into putting them into the different competitive different circuits and stuff like that. So it's kind of traditional, but the difference is we like to bring in different guests to work with our students to prepare them for a professional commercial dance career. So for example, I had maybe 4 students that I've been training for God knows how long in dance, and they've matriculated, they've grown, their skill sets have completely changed, and was able to put them in a position to audition for the Ford Motors Born to Roll campaign. So this campaign came out, I think about last year, and they just had to dance on set, and it was a SAG-AFTRA contract. Side note, before that, they went through a seminar called the branding seminar where they learned what SAG-AFTRA was. So they were able to get hired for this job, and they did get the job, and they premiered in this incredible commercial for Ford Motors. It was absolutely beautiful, and it's still playing today. And they were able to walk home with a really nice sizable check. So now it's about a year and a half later, and we did discuss what residuals were and different things like that. And now my students are able to collect residuals off of this incredible commercial. And the reason why it makes me so proud that that moment was able to happen for them is one, they're reaping the benefits of how hard they worked. The education and platform and skills that we teach here in the studio, it's proof in the pudding, in them being able to book that commercial. It was only 4 students, so all 4 of them came from Dare Dream Dance. The other thing is that it's an investment into their futures. So when they're ready to go to college, they'll have a nice little nest egg for them to get ready for their collegiate career. Is for them to invest in, any professional aspirations that they have. So I'm just really, really excited and honored that that was able to transpire. I'm very thankful for our partnerships with the different agencies that we work with, Excel Talent Agency, MSA, a number of different agencies that have just always been great to us in allowing our students to have different opportunities. And then some other commercials is the Rooms to Go commercial. And one of my younger students, she was able to work on that set. So it truly is a testament to the curriculum that we have created. So once they go through the younger years and they go into the professional years, we have the independent student. So the independent student gets to travel the convention circuits. And the reason why I wanted to create that program is so that they can get out of the studio and venture into different areas, because for a commercial dancer, you need to be versatile. You need to be able to go into any environment and succeed. And so now the students are thriving. Our independent study students are going to a number of, I think they have 6 mandatory conventions that they have to attend each season. And they're racking up these scholarships, and they're just doing such an incredible job. And then once they leave that program, which is the 3D Elite Pro program, they can either opt to become into the, through audition, in the pro company, or majority of them, since they graduate high school, they go to college, which is exactly what I want them to do. So then they go into the pro company, and the pro company members get the same opportunities in terms of being able to audition for a number of different incredible opportunities, as well as brand awareness, and just mentorship and getting them out there, as well as any piece that I want to create on them. We're bringing back Phases of Love this year. So they get to work on that and have hands-on experience so that they can begin to create their content for their reels. So it truly is a full circle program, starting from 5 all the way up to adulthood. It's really exciting to be able to take literally everything that I learned in my career, the pitfalls, the successes, everything, and create this curriculum to educate these youth. On top of owning a dance studio, I'm also an adjunct professor at Spelman College, and I'm really honored and blessed to be able to work with such an incredible group of women, especially now that Spelman now has the official dance major program and curriculum. So it's exciting to be there as the jazz dance professor. So it's a really cool opportunity to merge the collegiate world as well as my youth training world, and see those worlds work in tandem with each other. My biggest challenges have been, as a professional dancer, patience, a whole lot of patience. Honestly, when my career started here in Atlanta, the opportunities for dancers were not as frequent or as readily available as they are now. So understanding the market that I was in and realizing that I would literally just have to go to LA or go to New York to be able to accomplish my dream was definitely a challenge, but it didn't deter me. It was just something that I had to do. Just like in any other field, when you need to, go get a seasoned opportunity, you figure it out. So one of the biggest things that I always did was I just wasn't afraid to buy a plane ticket. And I would get those plane tickets and I would head out to LA. And while I'm on the plane, I'd be figuring out where I needed to stay. Never really knew where, but once I landed, I had a place to stay. And then in regards to traveling up to New York, that was usually always an easier one because I spent so much time in Philly because of college, and I would just hop the train and just go up to New York and do what I needed to do. But because of those challenges, it definitely taught me a lot about who I am and what it is that I want to achieve, and being able to spread my network a lot bigger versus just Atlanta. So if anything, I would have to say those are some of my biggest challenges, but it was easy to overcome because there was no choice but to overcome them. And you honestly just keep it moving and not allow your environment to be the reason why you don't succeed. That just doesn't even make sense to me. You allow it to be your nest egg and where you're comfortable. And, especially for your support group and support system and all of that good stuff. But if you have this mission and purpose inside of you, you plan it out what you need to do to accomplish it. So they were definitely challenges, but they were intentional challenges to keep me accountable for what it is that I wanted to pursue. Now that I've moved on from my professional career as a dancer, I'm still working in choreography, but I definitely did take a bit of a hiatus so that I can focus on being a business owner. So on top of being a business owner, I'm also a wonderful single mom to a beautiful, beautiful, sweet little chocolate brown ballerina, Miss Chloe Olivia. She is my heart. Some of the challenges I faced was honestly just time management, with having to do so many different things. I'm so incredibly blessed and grateful for the support group that I do have, so that I can juggle both worlds and make it happen. But a lot of it is realizing that the business end of it versus the professional dancer are two different mindsets. And I say this in a positive note, but in the professional dancer mindset, it really truly is a selfish thought process. You're only really focusing on self and what self needs to do to advance in your career. This is in any genre, honestly. So you focus on what your hair looks like, what you look like, and different things like that to succeed and get a booking. In a business format, the thought process is not necessarily always on self. The thought process is on how you can serve others and how you can enhance others' lives and, push your intention through that instrument, if you will. So it's your responsibility to ensure that the knowledge and education that you have, that you know how to detail it out accordingly so that this other person that is paying your business to, make them better works, and that it's a guaranteed result. Now, I don't want to say it's selfish, but the only part that does reflect on self is you have to make sure that you believe in yourself and that you, believe in your word and believe in your business and you uphold it to a high regard, especially when, the clientele starts to pick up, which is one of the seasons that we're in right now. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. But the traffic is definitely picking up at the studio, so it's really exciting. So, it's another proof of the pudding that everything is working. So it's great. but definitely have a strong support group around you to keep your vibe and energy high when it's really tough, because it does get tough. It's not easy to start a business. It requires a lot of capital, and a lot of sleepless nights, and a lot of patience. As artists, we're used to instant gratification. So we're used to getting up on the stage, everybody's doing a standing ovation just because you lifted your arm like this, and it was incredible. It doesn't necessarily work like that in business. You have to be patient and trust the process, and put your product out there and believe in it with every inch of your being, and just let the seed grow into a fruitful tree. And as long as you do that, you can realize what your formula is, and you set that formula every time you want to introduce something new to your clientele. My biggest career tip would be, especially if I'm speaking to a younger Cici, the first thing that's coming to mind is patience, and believe in yourself, girl. Trust yourself. Don't take away from self because it's something that you don't have. Look at the skills that you do have, because I guarantee you there is not another you. There really isn't. And those roles are created out there. They're not always for you, depending on, the hair type, different things like that. But I guarantee you that there is a position out there for you. And you have to focus on that and make that your primary motivation. In regards to patience, it's funny, I was just having this conversation with one of my mentee students last night, actually. And I was telling her a lot in my career when I was younger was having to understand what patience was. I guess you could say I'm a type A personality. I like to get things done. I like to see the results. Pop. And I'll never forget it. I was traveling to Haiti with Wyclef Jean to shoot a music video. And in big, bold, colorful letters on the sidewalk was patience spelled out. And I was like, you know what, God? Okay, I hear you. I totally hear you. And focusing on that and really just kind of thinking about it for a second and trying to understand what it meant and why this message just kept coming to my spirit. And a lot of it was I wanted to accomplish everything. I was doing everything. I was literally in everything. I was trying to model. I was trying to choreograph, produce, just doing too much. And I'll never forget the words of my father. He was like, pick one thing and make that thing great, and everything else will fall in line. And so that's one of the biggest things that I've done and that I have followed. When we came back, I decided to only focus on dance. Because I realized as a dancer, wanting to be a choreographer, I needed to have a number of credits underneath my belt to just increase my credibility and notoriety as a choreographer. So I just focused on dance, and I auditioned for everything. And thank God, I was able to work with some incredible artists and some amazing pioneers in dance, as well as in the music industry. So once I got, my top 3 artists on my belt that I know I wanted, or at least one of them, and my top 3 was, I think at the time, Janet Jackson, Missy Elliott, and Beyonce, and I think J-Lo. So that wasn't 3, that was 4. But I was able to do a music video with J-Lo, as well as a music video and a live performance with Beyonce. So once I got those, I was like, okay, I can finally now transition into what I really wanted to do, which was choreography. And my choreography career just took off, and it's always been amazing. I've been so lucky, so lucky, and so blessed and honored to have clients that I have had for like 10 years to keep coming back, like Georgia Lottery, to work with them. They're such an incredible organization. I love working with them. And just a bunch of other different artists and fun people and just awesome opportunities and environments to be placed in. So if there's anything that I would say, you know, that's what I would say to a younger Cici, but to a younger dancer is to trust your process. Fear is a lie. You're an incredible talent. Take care of your body, listen to your body, drink a lot of water, pray a whole lot, have an incredible support group, and keep your vibes always positive. And just be snatched and fierce because that's who you are.